Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, Double, and I'm back with another video, this time about the Sonicake PocketMaster. Now you're saying, Dave, you've already done videos about the Sonicake PocketMaster. Yes, I sure have. But I have not covered the new firmware update that Sonicake has provided us with, which now allows us to use the M-Vave Chocolate Plus as a foot switcher to do all sorts of different things, not just to select, your patches, turn on and off effects. So Sonicake reached out, sent this along to me in order to talk to you guys about how we can set the M-Vave Chocolate Plus up to control some of the different functions within the PocketMaster, not just the up and down stuff that we can do already with the unit. So let's unbox this little bad boy that they sent to me and talk about what we can do with this thing right here, the Chocolate Plus. We're going to use Midi commands or CC commands. I know it sounds confusing. All right, we're just going to enter in a couple of numbers. You can do that a couple of different ways. If you're able to type on your phone, you can do what needs to be done. What I like about this little guy is it comes with that clip. The one that I have has a cool little dual foot switch setup. I enclosed the whole PocketMaster in that guy. And I found out about that on the PocketMaster Facebook group. So you guys, I'll leave a link down below, of course, to the Amazon link to buy the PocketMaster, but I'll also leave a link to the Facebook group because it's really helpful in getting yourself set up. Those guys over there have pointed out that if you're using Android, there's a little bit of a software bug between Android and the PocketMaster as of the current firmware. So apparently you can backstep whatever the software is on the Android. I believe it's Sonic Link, and use a slightly older version, and you won't have a problem with the NAM files that you download. If you're going to add NAM files onto here, they're a little bit quiet if you use an Android, and it's not just bringing up a volume thing. So using a different version of the Android Sonic Link app supposedly fixes that. But that's one of the nice things about Facebook groups. It's one of the only reasons I stay on Facebook, really, is to share my videos out with people that like doing this kind of stuff and finding cool guitar groups like the PocketMaster group that I'm in on Facebook. So I'll leave all those links below, but we're going to get this guy right here set up wirelessly to this guy right here, because this is battery operated. You can take it wherever and do whatever you want with it. I prefer to play guitar with it. And with this, you can switch all sorts of stuff. When you turn this on, if this is your first time getting one of these, when you turn this on, this defaults to a mode that's going to send PC or program change numbers. Some people call it patch change numbers. We're going to have to do just a little bit of work on the Cube Suite app in order to get this going. Just a little bit, okay? Don't be intimidated by having to do a little bit of software number entering. It's really not that big of a deal. So, okay, there's screen protector's going to stay on there, I guess. That must be on there pretty good. And now we're looking at our first patch. So the first thing we want to do in order to get this connected to that, we're going to have to turn on the Bluetooth. But before we do that, like I mentioned, we need to make a couple of changes in here. If you have an older version of the PocketMaster, you're going to want to make sure you update the firmware, because it has to be the newest firmware in order to be able to do the controller. To update, we're going to plug in our cable to the USB one, not just the charging one, not the lightning, not the one that has the lightning there, but the one with the little USB guy. You know, PocketMaster software and firmware download section. And we want to look for PocketMaster software version 1.30. It will grab the download, go to your downloads folder, Sonicake Manager Setup V10. Just so you know, it's going to come in a folder that says 1.0, but there will be 1.30 set up in there. We're going to double click on that guy. It's going to ask, do you want it to do that? I'm going to say yes. There is an older version of that software, so we're going to do all of this. Go back over here to the firmware downloads. Now that we have PocketMaster software installed, we can grab the latest firmware version, which is going to now go to my download folder, open up my download folder. I'm going to click on this little folder right here and direct it to my download section. It's going to be right here, and there is going to be the latest firmware bin. Double click on it quickly, and then hit update now. We will see our device go into this mode. It says, please don't shut down. I'll do my best, man. It's been tough. Oh, don't shut the unit. Okay. You can see it goes through this little software thing. I'm going to speed this whole part up. And now we got reset version 1.33. Yep. So we can't just connect to our Chocolate Plus right away. We want to do a couple things within the Cube Suite software. This guy defaults, when you turn it on for the first time, it defaults into sending PC messages or program change messages, but the Sonicake PocketMaster wants to see CC messages. PC display will make this 001 instead of 0, which is kind of a nice little feature when you're using the PocketMaster. Make sure that we are set up for expression pedal so that we can use an expression pedal. Okay, you do that by hitting those arrows, and you don't select TRS MIDI. That would be sending MIDI out of the Chocolate Plus. We want expression pedal, which is going to receive MIDI. If you just want to do bank switching, you're going to make this program change B, which is going to use CC codes, not PC codes. See, right there is program change A, and that's what it defaults to. We don't want that. We want to use CC codes, which is going to be program change B. That's to go patch 1, patch 2, patch 3, patch 4 on the Plus. Now, if we want to get deeper, we can go to this advanced custom mode. That's what we're going to do here in this video. If you click on their user manual for the latest version, you'll be treated with a whole manual, and on page 20 through 21, in this column right here, under CC number, that's the number that we're going to enter in advanced custom mode. I have Cube Suite running on a PC, and I have the Chocolate Plus connected to that PC. I have it in USB mode. I have Bluetooth off at the moment. So what we want to do is we want to now assign CC numbers to the foot switch, and we actually want to come down here, select Stampede mode. I love that. We're going to do the second mode here, mode single step, switch between two banks, or two states of the switch, basically. I've gone in and entered CC numbers. For the first time, I stampede that button. We're looking at MIDI channel 1. I think that's the default channel for the PocketMaster. We want to make sure that we have selected CC. I've entered 45 into data number 1. And if we go over here to our sheet of handy dandy MIDI CC numbers, number 45 is going to turn my drive on or off. Off with any number 0 through 63 being sent, and on with any number 64 through 127 being sent. What does that mean? Well, right here, number 45 will be data 1, and we're going to make that 0, and we're going to hit OK. We're going to come over to B Bank, or B Stampede. We're going to make sure that this also says CC channel 1. We're going to make these CC numbers match up, so 45. And then we're going to make this anything above 64. I go ahead and type in 127 just because. And now that should allow us to turn the drive on and off by stepping on the A button and then stepping on it again. Let's do the same thing over here to the B button. We're going to make it mode single step. I've added CC number 44, and that one is going to do effects module number 1, and that's the 0 state. And then we're going to do the same thing, double click on it, CC 44. Instead of 0, we're going to make it 127. So that's going to give us 2 states for the B button. C button, we can do the same thing. This has been set to 50 already while you weren't looking. We're going to make it 50 over in the second one. Then we're also going to make this 127. And now we have on and off for MIDI command 50, which is delay. And you can make them any one of these effects modules. The EQ, effects module 2, reverb on or off. For this D switch, I have 51 selected. And now we're going to make it mode single step 2. We're going to add 51. Right here by going CC, 51, 127, okay. 51 is going to be our reverb module. So you can export this to a file, make it anything you need, PM for PocketMaster, C+. Export successful. And then we can import that at any time if we make any changes and we don't like the way it's working. And then right now, maximum group count is set to 8. That means that I can basically have 8 little pedal boards set up. And when I'm on the first set of patches, or 0, it will turn on that setup that I have. What was it? Drive, effect, reverb, and delay. Whatever I just set up. As you can see, that little red light goes on and off when I hit drive. When I hit this, it turns the effects 1 on. Turn this on, it turns the delay on. Turn this on, and it turns the reverb on. So you might notice that these things are going to require a double press sometimes, and that's going to be the state of how you have the patch set up. So when I turned it on, those effects, some of those effects were on, some of those effects were off, and this is going to be defaulted to thinking that all of the effects are off or in 0 mode. But some things will require double touches, some won't, depending on how they're stored. Okay, so don't let that confuse you. If at first you don't hit it and it doesn't do anything, try hitting it again, because remember, we've set up 2 states of this switch, and this isn't always going to talk back to it and tell the switch to go into a different state. It's going to either be in 0 or 127 here, and until you get them synced on that patch, you might have to do a double tap, depending upon the patch and how the effect is stored. So as you can see, I defaulted to now that patch not having drive on, and hitting it 1 time if I've already turned it off will turn it on. So same thing here. I'm able to do this with all of them. You can see that patch I had to do a double tap. See right there, I'm having to do a double tap. I had to do a double tap because it's defaulting to turning it on or off, and it was already on. So I hit it once and it told it to turn it on, but it was like, hey, it is on. So I had to hit it again. See that? That was off. I turned it on with 1 switch. Now the switch thinks it's on. If I go to a thing where it's off, I hit it again and it stays off. Now I have to hit it again to turn that drive on. There goes that. Can we do expression? Oh, we have drum volume. Okay, we also have, what else? We have master volume and preset volume. Let's look at some expression stuff here. We are set for expression control. You see this little guy, we want to make sure we're set to expression. Hit interface, this little interface button, and we're going to make this sweep through what we want. So we're going to try the preset volume, which will be, of course, MIDI channel 1, data 7, erase what's there, and then loosen value 0, that would be toe up, and step on value would be toe down. So that will allow us to now sweep through the preset volume on our expression pedal. I normally would want my toe down and it would give me 100%, and instead it's going backwards. So you might think, oh gosh, I broke it, or whatever it is you're going to think. I of course always think that I broke it, but in this case, I think all I have to do is hit this little reverse polarity switch button thing above TRS MIDI and hit polarity reverse. That just reverses the way that my pedal is going to react, so that this will be 0 and that will be 127. And we can actually make this not even be 0. We can go in here to the interface, and instead of turning that patch all the way down, we could maybe set it to be, like 60. So it goes a little more than halfway down, right? Because half of 127 would be 63.5. You know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at. I'll have the math. Look what I have. I totally forgot that I have a Sonicake flip volume. This thing is awesome. It's like massive. You never miss it. I'm so tired of mini expression pedals. So now I can control preset volume by setting CC number 7. And you could do this with delay level, you could do it with reverb level, and you could set up 8 different scenes within the chocolate by defining each of the 8 banks that way. Or you can just do what I did and just have one scene that's just turning stuff on and off. There's delay going on and off. Let's see. And then there's the other effect module, or what is that, reverb. Reverb going on and off, effect 1 going on and off, drive going on and off. So I have a core amp, and then I have a couple of effects that I can turn on or off, like drives, delays, reverbs. And it just is going to stay synced once you're in sync with the patch, as far as the on and off states of each effect. So if you're experiencing that, you have to sometimes double tap things. Just remember the state of the button press isn't always going to sync to the state of the effect until you get them synced by doing that second button press. And that's, that's patch default stuff. You'll get used to that. I've gotten pretty used to it already just by sitting here messing with it. So that's advanced custom mode. Again, if we set this up into the default program change A, it's not gonna really react to the Sonicake PocketMaster. You can do program change B, which is the second one down, and you can make that just go through the patches 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little quicker than going up and down patch per patch, which I like. It's a good way to do it. Then you get a lot of access to all of your sounds. But if you're like me and you like to get in and really just turn on or off effects with an amplifier and just kind of stay in that amp for a little while, this is how I like to do it. Once you get familiar with these MIDI numbers, and you don't even have to memorize them, you got a chart right there. Once you get familiar with how to operate something like that and enter in these MIDI numbers, literally just type, you can do all this kind of stuff. I really like that they've allowed us this much control. A couple of the other devices that I've been working with the Chocolate Plus, it's just too limited. You can really only do so much. So kudos to Sonicake for letting us have access to all of these MIDI commands. Companies that lock out their MIDI and knowing that it's in there, this little guy, I'm looking in your direction, kind of, it's annoying. So it's really cool that Sonicake has allowed us access to all of their MIDI commands like that, and to let us use something that's budget oriented like the Chocolate Plus to do all this kind of stuff. So really, really good combination. I'd like to thank Sonicake for sending and really, I'd like to thank Sonicake. Thank you for sending this over. Hey, you guys, thank you very much. If you really like the video, make sure you press like on your way out the door. Don't feel bad about hitting the subscribe button either. I won't feel bad if you do it, honestly. Having a company like Sonicake reach out after seeing me make videos just on my own about it, I mostly just buy my stuff. I bought the PocketMaster, so having them send me one to teach you guys how to get a little bit deeper, a little bit more out of the PocketMaster, that makes me feel good. It makes me realize that I'm actually doing something productive here, and you guys really are helping. So thank you all very much. Really, thank you for being here. Thanks for watching to the end of this video. I'll see you on the next one.